Hello, Gearsbros, and welcome back to another episode of the Drayton Town Career Mode. So we're in November, we're pushing on to the season. There's less games in here actually, but we do have a cup game. I think we have 2 cup games actually, but no much league games in this episode. So we're kicking off with Bradford City, who are down in 20th. Really weird that Bradford are actually 20th. They're actually a really good side in League 2, of course, Premier League giants and Championship sort of established team, but things have gone wrong, so they're now pushing towards the wrong end of League 2. But I think they're a half decent little side. Hopefully one day they can get back up. As long as they get the manager, I think they've got a good manager in at the moment. I think they've got Mark Hughes still. I'm not too sure, but they are a weird side. But in this game, obviously they're down the bottom, so we have to sort of take that with a pinch of salt. Massively onside. I think it's Ryan. I tried to come to him. I could have switched with Dan quick enough, but I think Ryan was the main man. They were keeping him onside, and Bradford, in terms of this, take a shock lead early in the first half. We tried to get back into it straight away. A good cross from me, a lot of whip, too much height probably, but Mikey tried an overhead kick. It's actually not too far away, but it's a valid attempt from the striker. And then here, Bradford with a free kick off the bar. It's then not properly cleared. I think it's a heavy touch from Neil. The shot comes back in, but it's a half decent save from Sov to keep it at 1-0. And we were just not getting, I say outplayed by Bradford, but we were sort of getting sort of countered on quite a lot. Mikey with a downward header, a good save from the keeper. And then in the second half here, for some reason, I don't know why, but the floodlights must have come on. Kind of a cool aspect of how the daylight changes during the game. It's not always bright, so it's kind of a nice little touch really from the game. A good save from Sov, keeping it at 1-0 here. Neil did really well into Mikey, lays it back to Paul. It's a great shot, but it's a decent save from the goalkeeper. And then with 4 minutes to go, I was pushing everyone forward, and it's a kind of a sucker punch really, because Bradford didn't do much in the second half. But it's a deflected block, hits his inner leg, and then just falls to Smith. And that's 2 for him today, 2 for Bradford. And unfortunately, that's 3 points as well for Bradford. But that being said, we actually have them in the group stage of the EFL, or the Bristol Street Motors Cup. And yeah, sometimes, you want to, if we were to win this, I think we went through, which was not too bad, because then it's cup sort of qualification, and it's a sort of progression and money and everything like that. But we do have Bradford again at home, completely different 11, different format and different team. I don't think Bradford made many changes. I can't quite remember, but Keane did really well. It looked like it was going to be a penalty. There was no play on, but Keane did really well to cut in and just curl it into the far corner after 9 minutes, the same time that Bradford scored in the sort of the league game. We score here and get on the front foot, and I think that's Keane's first goal of the season. And we were kind of all over Bradford. Bradford, I think, maybe changed formation. I'm not too sure, but Jax did really well. There's a great save, and it just falls to the wrong player. We actually tried to win it back, but the referee gave a foul, unfortunately. And then here, Jax again, bombing down the left. He's got so much room down here. He has a shot. It's saved by the keeper, and it hits the Bradford defender on the chest, and it goes in. The referee did give it. So unfortunately, it'll go down as an own goal. It won't go down as Jax's goal. But even at the time, I didn't think it was in. I'm not too sure sometimes, because obviously, you're like, oh, okay, it looked like it crossed the line, but maybe it didn't. We get them in pro clubs sometimes where you can see the line that bounces down. But here, you can see that it looks over the line, right? The whole ball's covered from the blue, so because the blue line's not got a white bit coming out, it looks over, but that doesn't look over to me. It looks like there's still a shade of the ball not past the line, but I guess we kind of take it, and we try and push on from that. Key and a great touch, good shot, just past the post. Had to keep it worried. I did check at half time when Bradford made 6 changes. They kept some players, but even still, we go through. We have Carlisle United at home next in this fixture, so I guess that's not too bad. In terms of this, just looking through the other fixtures as well, and yeah, it's actually kind of decent from us. So 1 win and 1 loss. Sometimes you want to change. I'd rather have lost the game in the cup and won in the league. Sometimes I guess that's the way it goes. You can't always get everything that you want, but we then push out to Morecambe at home, Morecambe away. Sorry, Morecambe are again one of them weird teams. They're not overly a fantastic team, but They are a weird team at home. They look so good. The guy just ran through here, looked like he was going to score, but what a save that is from Ian. Got down so low so quickly. Then they take a corner. They swing it in. The guy who missed that one-on-one there swings it in, and we manage to get it clear as the tackle comes in, and we try to break, but nothing really happened from it. And then a couple of minutes later, Neil did really well. Good little strength, really good run, and he hits it, and it's a decent save from their keeper this time. I think in general the keepers have had a massive boost in terms of upgrades, because they were poor, but playing the last couple of games they've been absolutely fantastic. Dan with a header from Neil's corner goes over the bar, and a wasted opportunity, because as I said, we do score a lot of goals from set pieces. And then all of a sudden Morecambe had a corner which obviously was cleared from us, and it came to Ryan. He was the furthest man forward, used all of his stamina. It's a good shot, keeper palms it away, falls to a Morecambe player, and it is half time. And then what looked like it was going to be the turning point, Tommy, I just wanted to stop a counter attack. I forgot to do the R1X and put him down, so I took him out and was just taking a yellow card that way, stopping a counter attack. But apparently the referee deemed it a red card, so Tommy has been sent off and will miss the next 3 games. Then we get a free kick for handball. Obviously I have handballs on the outside. It's a great ball in from me, right towards the back post. Tyler with a header. What a save onto the bar and post, I think, at the same time. Really unlucky. And then out of nowhere, looks like we're going to settle for a draw. A great through ball from Ocean. A perfectly timed run from me. My fitness and stamina level is right down the bottom, but I took my time, composed myself, and I won it in the 91st minute to send us absolutely delirious in front of the home fans, all the players and bench and everyone all running on the pitch. It was a hard-fought victory. Morecambe, as I said, they're at home. In real life, they're annoying. They're sort of tough to play against. So we'll take that. It's a win at the end of the day. It's the first league win of the episode as well. So we'll push on towards that, and disappointment after our first loss to Bradford. So it's always important that your next league game you pick up all 3 points, which we did. Neil, great play here. Mikey, what a shot, and in and off the post to score. Neil did all the sort of the work there, really. It was great play from Mikey as well to finish it as well. And we go 1-0 up against, at the time, this is second place Colchester United, so doing well under the Cowley brothers. Mikey hit a free kick. It looked like it was going wide, but the keeper still tipped it round the post. Interested to know why the keeper did that, but again, we take it. We make a couple of subs, get a couple of people on, fresh bodies. We're pushing towards 10 minutes of time left. Tyler takes a corner right towards Paul. He gets up really well. What a save that is from the keeper. Keeper then punches it. It falls then to Chris, who then does really well to hold off the strength of the defender. Great little pass into myself. Just rotating it really well into Tyler, all the time in the world, scores, and I think that's Tyler's first goal of the season, even in the Cups or the league. I'm not quite sure, but I'll have to check at the end of the episode. But even still, Tyler seals the victory, and we take that 2 wins in 2 now. And now we have a cup game. It's the start of the FA Cup, and this guy scored 4 goals in the last 3 games. I was interested to find out why this guy was doing it, because in Burton in real life have not won in the league all season, and they've only just won in the cup as well, in the FA Cup the weekend. So yeah, really weird team, Burton. Again, poor, should be probably a League 2 team. They might be at the end of this season, but we have them in the cup, want to dominate. Of course, it's a different cup team because we don't play the EFL Trophy Cup, so it is a completely different. So we have 2 up top, which includes Robbie and Ocean. Great shot from Robbie. It's a decent save. It looked like he was going to get penalty. The defender did come to take me out, but Robbie just glided past him. Tyler here, great corner in towards Robbie. Looked like the keeper was coming. Keeper was in no man's land, really. Robbie with the header to smash it down and into the back of the net. And I think Robbie just gets there because of the height and probably the strength as well, Robbie. But the height just beats the keeper, and we go 1-0 up nice and early as well. And in here, Jax does really well. Robbie ran offside. I was going to feed it through to him, but in the end, Ocean just went alone and calmly slots it in the corner. 2-0 in 21 minutes. So we're absolutely cruising in this first 25 minutes here. Absolutely playing amazing football. And then after 35 minutes, look at the space we have. Jack, great ball into Robbie. What a touch that is. Turns on his left foot, tries to bend it in that little corner there. It's just wide of the target, but again, it's just effort. Jack's again, great little pressing. Ocean, great ball over the top. Robbie hits it. It's a good save, but it just falls to Ocean. And when I was praising the goalkeepers, because I'd be fuming if that happened at the other end, the keepers were saving it and pushing it further away. But I guess sometimes when that action like that happens, it's fine. We will deal with it when it happens to us. But in terms of Burton's point of view, they'll be absolutely fuming. They concede like that, so it's 3-0 before half-time. Ocean this time tried to turn provider for Robbie. Great touch on the chest. He just hits it wide, kind of rashed at it as well. But then the second half happened, and Burton did make a couple of changes at half-time, and they wanted to make more. Great feat from this guy here, and then into Whitefield in the near post. I guess you can say he should be beaten at your near post, but you know what the keepers are like on this game. Unfortunately, they do get beaten. Here, Burton were pushing through players through. This Whitefield came on. He changed the game for him, absolutely. It then became 3-2. And then all of a sudden, Burton were chasing the game. We were scrapping. But Mikey absolutely crunches into him. He's so lucky that he gets a rebound into Ocean. And look at that for a finish. Top corner. And that's Ocean's hat-trick. And I think that's the first hat-trick this season, I believe. I'm not too sure. But even still, it's Ocean's first hat-trick of the season, and he slots away and calmly, I say, more people getting goals as well. So it's fantastic here. Ocean with three goals in 3 attempts as well, 3 from 3, 100% shooting on target record as well. So absolutely fantastic for us. We take that. It's into the next round, so be excited to see who we get. But obviously they got to do the replays, because I think replays still exist in this. So we shall see what happens for that. In terms of the sort of the table, we are quite high up the top. There's a big gap. We actually obviously beat Colchester, who were second, and now they've dropped down all the way down to 5th. So it's so tight from, sort of Fleetwood all the way down to MK Dons and potentially more players, more teams and stuff like that. So there is going to be massive changes. December's coming up. There is a lot of, games to be played, especially around Christmas, because there is a lot of games to be played, a lot of changes. So, yeah, it's just one of them things we have to take with a pinch of salt and see what it is. But for now, we're enjoying being top of the league. We've now lost at home and lost away. So a little bit gutted that our home record has gone as well, because I wanted to try and remain unbeaten at home, because obviously we lost so early away to Port Vale on the first away game of the season, I think, maybe second, but even still is what it is. So in terms of goals, Ocean is the top goal scorer. Normally it's Mikey, but Ocean is running away with it here at the moment. There's a big gap between obviously Mikey and Ocean, and then to nil. Of course, I scored in this game, only got 1, and Dan obviously scored, and Robbie got 1, and Kian obviously and Tyler all pushing up to 1. But in terms of nearly the double fixtures, it's only Ocean and Mikey who are really up there, and then Neil just slotting in behind. But again, Neil hasn't scored for a while. So Ocean, new top goal scorer. Mikey's not the top, the leading goal scorer for a while. Hopefully Ocean continues it. In terms of, sort of their assists and stuff like that, there's not many assists, but when they're putting a ball in the back of the net and scoring the goals, the goal contributions don't really matter as much. Other players all on one. A couple of players did score their first goals in this sort of episode. Of course, you had Tyler scoring, you had Kian scoring as well. So, yeah, it's good. I like it, and it's fine. A lot of assists in terms of other players who aren't scoring more, so their goal contributions are better than what it potentially should be as well. So it's not like they're not doing anything. Clean sheets, Sov with 4, Ian with 6, doing really well. Alfie finally has 2 after that second one that he got against Bradford. But that is going to wrap up the end of the episode, guys. It's a short one. So next episode for December is going to be a lot. There's a lot of games to play. Like I said, it's Christmas. You get all the Christmas and New Year's fixtures coming up. But please join me for that. If you're new around here, subscribe, like the channel as well. Really appreciate you stopping by. And I'll see you all soon.